Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see here, Cancer, what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. So you're crowned with the moon, which is really quite great because you are ruled by the moon. So that comes through very powerfully. We then have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Five of Cups reversed. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We have the Four of Wands, which is fantastic. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. And we have Justice reverse. So you have Libra in your chart or you have Libras in your life. That can be a little bit difficult. Also, if you have what is it? Pisces. There we go. Pisces in your chart or Pisces in your life. Those are going to be very beneficial to you during this time, that energy and that sign. So being aware of that is going to be super important. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, there is a sense of having difficulty moving forward and seeing yourself as successful or prosperous. Now, you might not want to lay down the foundation for what you're going for. This can be a time where it feels like I just want things to happen more quickly, and things are going to be happening slower than we'd really like them to. So really just knowing that, saying slow it down and look, what do I want to plant? What do I need? What do I want? What's really sacredly important to me? And put the word sacred in it. Don't just say what's important to me, but what's sacredly important to me, what moves me forward in a way that is beneficial and powerful and impactful. That's going to be a really important thing because we're having a little bit of difficulty right now changing our mind to change our life. We're going to fall into the same ruts over and over again. And Spirit is saying here, why? So kind of slowing it down and looking at things, and we're going to look at things astrologically speaking. So this makes perfect sense, but slowing things down and saying what is important and again, what is sacred to me is going to be a very powerful thing that moves us to the next level. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles reverse, there can be a sense of, I'm working so hard, but I'm not getting anywhere. We can also get really caught up in the details of things. We can feel really, really busy. We can really be stressing ourselves out, but we're not producing or achieving the way that we thought we would. So step back here and look at things and say, okay, am I stressing myself out over things that matter? Or am I just stressing myself out to stress myself out? Because we're crowned by the moon. The moon is our ruling planet. The moon is the shadowed self, right? The self that we don't always show to the waking world. And this is going to be a time where we need to kind of sit in communion with ourselves, in connection with ourselves, in meditation with ourselves, and say, what is it that I want to show the world? How is it that I want to awaken within me? How is it that I want to go deep within myself when we have the new moon and we go deep within ourselves? And how do I want to be awakened when we have the full moon and we're on display? So just being aware of that, knowing that we can get caught up in things that in the long run, even when we look back a few months from now, we'll be like, wow, that really didn't matter. And it caused me so much stress. So just know that I just hear a laughter with that. It's like, okay, lesson learned is what I keep on hearing, which is really quite good. The Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is a celebration. The Four of Wands is a celebration, a happiness, a joy, a success. The Four of Wands is also, it's the minor arcana marriage card. So you could be really dedicating yourself to a person, to, your career, to whatever it is that you want to be married to, right? Whatever it is that you're saying, again, that's why Spirit said, okay, that's why Spirit had that's sacredly important. What is sacred to us, we're going to find that we're very committed to during this time. I'm moving forward in what is needed, what is loved, what is cherished within my life, and I'm celebrating it. And that's going to be very powerful for us. Now, justice reverse. Some things may not be fair and they might never be fair. And that is a hard pill to swallow, but it is an important pill to swallow. It's kind of like when you're little and you realize, oh, everything doesn't get to be my way, type of thing. And it's like, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's an important one too. So with justice reverse here, we need to be objective about things too. We can find it hard to be objective about things. We could be putting a little bit too much of ourselves into things. So just be mindful about that. We could be saying, oh, but I would feel. And it's like, okay, but you're not that person, and that person is not you. So just be very, very mindful about this during this time. There can also be a sense of, I can't please everyone. And that knowledge of I can't please everyone. So I kind of have to please myself. It's kind of like Went to a Garden Party, that song. You know, that's going to be a very important thing. It's like I can't please everyone. So I have to please myself because this is my life. And it's a sacred one. It is a sacred covenant that I made with the universe, divinity, earth, whatever it is that hold sacred to you when you came down onto this planet. And that's going to be a very important thing. And that is a very important thing. So let's see here what Spirit has to say. And if you are interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of February in a separate video. So don't be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's linked in the description box below. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Yeah, this is manifest reversed. So we need to be aware and very aware that whatever our mind is focusing on, good, bad, or indifferent, that is what we're going to be manifesting in our lives. So manifesting reversed is saying we're not being mindful of our thoughts, or we're not listening to our thoughts the way that Spirit is saying to us, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here like tap dancing on your head. Listen to this. So just being mindful, just connecting. You're going to have light bulb moments. You're going to have moments where it's like, oh my gosh, that was it. Like that's what Spirit was saying to me for this long, or that's what I had to learn, or that's what I had to release myself from. And that is going to be a very powerful thing. So here with manifestation reversed, we're not mindful of all the different ways we're manifesting what we want and what we don't want. And this is going to be a time where something happens. And it comes from the 5 of Cups energy. Like something happens that trips us up where we've been having this old rut of a thought, and we're going to find that we are escaping from it. We're freeing ourselves from it. We're going to become expert manifestors. We're going to really step into a place of abundance and a place of this is what I want. And it's going to be very clear to us, but it's also going to be very simple to us. So it'll be very easy to poo-poo it and say, oh, that doesn't mean anything. It's too simple. It's like, no, the most important things are simple. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading. Here we have balance. This is the root chakra, and we're going to see here that being in balance with ourselves is going to be so important, and it is going to be so powerful for us. Balance and harmony is going to be a very, a very important thing with our root chakra. And the energy that we need to be mindful of, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly, angels. Now we have 2. So we have the sun reversed. So that is usually something that we don't have to worry about, or something that we always kind of like overlook. It's like it's always there because that's the happiest card in the whole entire deck. And this is going to be here. It's like, okay, pay attention. Pay attention to the person who always seems the happiest, or the thing that always seems to be going the smoothest. That's going to need our attention during this time. The Queen of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this is energy of a very cutting, very biting. We can have very negative self-talk, and we can really be diminishing our own light. That's why the sun can also be reversed. We're diminishing our own light, our own radiance, our own beauty, our own power, our own success. So being mindful of that is going to be super important. Being mindful that people are going to be planting seeds of doubt in you during this time, or have been planting seeds of doubt. One of the greatest things that you can do for yourself in the beginning of 2024 is you're going to realize, like, oh, they were sabotaging me. Like, oh, they wanted me to fail. Oh, they were having it so that I thought, I couldn't, or so that I gave up before I even tried. And that's going to be a very revolutionary thing during this time for us. It's like, oh, I see that. But it'll be easy to miss. Like it'll be easy to fall into the same patterns. So just be mindful of this during this time. So let's talk about things astrologically speaking and in correlation with the tarot. On the 1st of January, we have Mercury going direct in Sagittarius. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, which is always great, but we can be feeling a bit unsure of ourselves and having trouble focusing. That 5 of Cups energy reverse, that Knight of Pentacles energy reverse, even the 8 of Pentacles energy reverse, where it's just kind of like I have trouble focusing, or I can focus on the wrong things, and I can really get pulled into a negative way of thinking or a sense of I just can't type of attitude. So just be mindful about this. We need to gather our thoughts. We want to charge full speed ahead. It's like new year, new me. I'm going after what I need, what I want. I'm succeeding. I'm achieving. Nothing's going to hold me back. Spirit's like, okay, Cancer, slow it down, and let things go gently. It's kind of like moonlight is very gentle. It's very soft. It's very soothing. Embrace that. Now, we are also going to be affected by the post shadow period until the end of January. So know that it can take a little bit for us to gather our thoughts, really set our intention for, this year, for what we want, for the way that we want to move forward, or for what's, again, sacredly important to us. Asking ourselves that question, what is sacredly important to me, is going to be a big deal. We also have on the 1st of January, Venus in Sagittarius squared Saturn in Pisces. Discipline can be lacking. We can kind of be all over the place. And a night reversed, any type of night energy reverse, is very much that sense of I'm all over the place. I'm not reining it in. This can be with money. We can find that it's very easy to spend money, can be a little bit harder to save the money, or to say to ourselves, okay, let's slow it down type of thing. So just be mindful of that. Or we can have somebody in our lives where we're like, oh my gosh, it's not a water fountain. Let's look at things more mindfully, more pragmatically during this time. All right. So discipline can be lacking. It can be difficult for us to focus and to get things done. We need to be kind to ourselves and not very demanding. On the 1st of January, it's like start slow, start slow. On the 2nd of January, we have the moon in Virgo trine Pluto in Capricorn. Now, this is a great time to really see ourselves transforming. This is a great time for self-transformation. This is power and control are really ours. We're really looking at celebration. We can be not as objective with ourselves as we want to be. We kind of need to step back a little bit, let that moonlight shine on us, look at healing, look at centering ourselves, like what is sacredly important to me, what is powerful to me. We're moving forward in positivity, and we need to celebrate what it is that we're committing to, because we're going to see that our energy and our souls and ourselves are saying, okay, I'm committing to this. I'm moving forward this way. This is powerful to me. And we're going to be seeing that we're really working against a lot of old patterns, a lot of old habits that we just don't want anymore. It's like, I don't want this and I don't need this. On the 3rd of January, we have the moon in Libra sextile Venus in Sagittarius. We feel grounded. We feel balanced. We feel stable. It's going to be easy to work with others, and it's going to be easy to, share in each other's company. So just be aware of this. Don't judge yourself so harshly. That's going to be one of the things that we do. Like, we'll have a conversation with somebody and then mull it over in our minds. Like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done this. You were in the moment who you needed to be at that time. Respect it and release it. Stop falling into, old thought patterns that are just here to harm us. Let yourself move forward. We can get really, really, really nitpicky about things. It's not going to help us. On the 4th of January, we have Mars entering into Capricorn. There we go. And this is a great time to, get on track, to get things done, to really embrace what you want to do and see yourself be focused. Now, we do have the 8 of Pentacles in our tarot. So just be mindful that we can be easily distracted. So we just have to minimize the distraction and really center ourselves. We have high energy Mars, because Mars has entered into Capricorn. We have high energy Mars moving into goal energy Capricorn, goal oriented, goal, driven Capricorn. So we're going to be looking at things and saying, okay, I need to get these things done. That can be a great space for the Knight of Pentacles, but it can also be a space, if we're not careful, where we can kind of run amok because we want to go so quickly, and it's kind of like speed over quality type of thing. And we don't need that. Go slow, look at the seeds that you are planting and embrace that. We can find direction. We can find direction again. We can find direction in the littlest things, in the things that we normally overlooked, that we didn't see as important. We're going to be practical, grounded, and we're really going to be connecting with important people to us and for us during this time. On the 5th of on the 5th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio, sextile Mars in Capricorn. Emotions can drive us to take actions. Our emotions can be very high. Be mindful, okay? Once again, be mindful of old patterns with the 5 of Cups reversed, old patterns coming in, and it being like, well, this was how I resolved that trauma when I was 5 years old. This is how I handled things. This is how I'm always going to handle things. We're seeing that it's not working for us. We're frustrated with it, but we're holding on. So just be Just be mindful about this. Emotions are going to drive our actions and come from a place of celebration of yourself, of your body, of your spirit, of your soul. Embrace that celebration, and we are going to feel inspired. We're just going to feel inspired, and we're going to have plenty of ideas, plenty of projects, plenty of new thoughts coming into our mind to keep us busy and to move us forward. Now, on the 6th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio opposite Uranus in Taurus. Now, there's a very impulsive energy. So just be mindful of that with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, that we can be very impulsive, very kind of like, okay, I'm just going for it. I'm just going to do it, which can be great for us, but we need to be mindful and a little bit more methodical than we want to be. We're kind of like, oh, who needs to plan? So be mindful that this impulsivity doesn't take over with everything and doesn't just kind of like run amok. Work on small challenges during this day. On the 6th of January, it's going to be better to work on the small things, on the small challenges, to find balance in your life, to really see, okay, this is what I need. Like, this is how I'm moving forward. This is what's working for me. This is what isn't, type of thing. It's tackling the small things, which we would have thought, oh, that's insignificant. And it's like, no, it's not insignificant. It's going to be very powerful in the long run. On the 7th of January, we have the moon in Scorpio, trine Neptune in Pisces. Now, we can have more understanding and empathy on this day. We can really be a lot more compassionate, and that compassion can really drive us strongly forward. The moon is that healing energy coming forward. We are ruled by the moon. We're ruled by the healer. And so connecting with our hearts, connecting with emotions is just going to be one of the best things for us. We're going to find that taking care of others and being that person of support is just highly rewarding to us. Now, on the 8th of January, we have Mercury in Sagittarius squared Neptune in Pisces. Our imagination can take over. We are going to be so imaginative. We are going to be so creative that the mundane is going to be difficult. We already find the mundane difficult with the 8 of Pentacles reversed. So just be mindful about that. And with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, we don't want the mundane. So when we have this energy coming in, we kind of want to just splatter paint on the walls and see what happens. Like, just be so hyper creative, but calming it down, letting ourselves focus on our creative projects, but not kind of like falling into a mania, is going to be really, really important to us. We need to give our mind a break. We need to just let ourselves create and explore, but not let, creation be so overpowering, because I can see it being very overpowering for us. On the 9th of January, we have the sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. We need to step out of our comfort zone. We're going to see that during this time. We're very much urged to step out of our comfort zone, but we can be really judgy of ourselves and really afraid to do so with the 5 of Cups, with judgment reverse, with even the Knight of Pentacles. It's like, I'm afraid to step out of my comfort zone, and also I'm afraid of the hard work that it's going to take to have to adapt to something new, with the 8 of Pentacles reverse. So just be mindful about that. We need to step out of our comfort zone. We're going to want to step out of our comfort zone. We're going to find new opportunities, new possibilities, just very intriguing, and things are going to start coming our way where it's like, I never thought of that. I didn't think that could happen. Like, that's really intriguing. So be open to new ideas. Also on the 9th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. Now, there's an incredibly disciplined energy that's coming forward here during this time. So not only are we wanting to step out of our comfort zone, but we're also going to be really disciplined in order to do it. Now, we are also a little chaotic, so just be mindful about that. There's always going to be that undercurrent of chaos, or I don't want to follow these rules, or I want to do something just so wacky and out there that everybody would be shocked and surprised. So just be aware of this during this time. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Excuse me. That's going to be really important. So we're going to make great progress on our goals. We need to stay focused on what goals we want, not just like, oh, this sounds great because it's new and intriguing. We can start a lot of new projects on the 9th of January and then just kind of like leave them. So just be mindful about this. Be mindful of really harnessing this energy and this incredible discipline to follow things through. And it's like, choose wisely, choose slowly, and then see yourself moving forward. And you're going to feel so accomplished. It's like, oh, wow, look at what I got done, type of thing. We're going to find our rhythm on the 9th. There's going to be a sense of like, oh, okay, this is my rhythm. This is what I need. On the 10th of January, we have the moon in Capricorn conjunct Mars in Capricorn. The energy is high. We are focused on what we are emotionally drawn to during this time. If we try to take the emotions out of it, it just won't work. So we're just going to be emotionally drawn to things. We're very enthusiastic, and there's real go-getting energy to us. So that's going to be a really big deal. Again, we have to be mindful of how we're grounding ourselves. We're setting a foundation. And it doesn't mean that, like, in January, we set the whole foundation for the whole entire year. I do know some people who believe that, but I believe there is an ebb and flow to each month and each time. But we're setting a foundation for us. We're really saying, okay, what do I want? What's important to me? And we're looking at things because a new year has calendar significance and holiday significance. So we're going to be looking at things and saying, how do I move this forward for me? And we're going to be looking at, what do I want to plant within my soul, within myself? What do I want to blossom forward within my life? What do I want to focus on? And so here, as we have this great enthusiasm, as we have this great energy, let us focus it inward. Let us, have that moon, that soft light shine within us. We don't want anything harsh during this time. And yet we're going to be drawn to the harsher. And we're going to be wondering, why isn't this like in harmony or rhythm with me? It's because we need to be drawn, not need to be drawn, but we need to embrace a softer, more gentler energy. That's going to be really important for us. We're even going to see with clothing, it's going to be like what things are soft, like what is comfortable. Like that's going to be a very important thing. So just be mindful about that. You're very sensory aware. Your energy is very tuned in. And as much as we want to speed everything up, because we're going to think, oh, that's the energy of the world. The faster I go, the more I achieve, the more I succeed, the better I am. It's like, well, what if we slow it down? What if we take the chaotic energy of the world that's like, here and going crazy? And what if we, kind of like tone it down and say, what is, again, sacred to me? What is important to me? On the 11th of January, we have the moon in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. We are more independent. We're willing to do different things, like try different things, really open up the doors to us. We're open to the unconventional and kind of the innovative. We're really looking at things and saying, okay, how do I move this forward? Now, we're going to kind of want also the tried and true, but we're going to be bored with the tried and true. There's something here where it's like boring. I've seen it already. It's boring. I've seen it already. And Spirit is saying here, sometimes we have to be just a little bit bored to have the real innovation come through. So just be aware of that during this time. Also on the 11th of January, we have the new moon in Capricorn, which we will have a separate video on. So keep your eyes open for that. On the 12th of January, we have Mars in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus. This can be a very lucky day. So circle this day on your calendar. This is a lucky day. It can really maximize our opportunities. We can feel really great about life and ourselves, or just lives in general, just existing and being. The Four of Wands energy comes through so brilliantly. It's like, let's celebrate, let's be in our element, in ourselves, and let's truly see ourselves instead of being harsh on us. Let us say, like, this is me and this is my greatness. This is who I am. It might not be a Fortune 500 person. It might not be, a red carpet celebrity person, but this is me and I'm pretty darn great. So just be aware of that. On the 13th of January, we have Mercury entering into Capricorn. Now, we're going to be very mentally disciplined during this time. We can work on our long-term goals. This would actually be the great day to set our intention, to say, what is it that I want to plant? Like, what is it that's important to me? Where is it that I need to be? And really take a practical approach and say, okay, setting things forward. We have the really lucky day on the 12th. And then on the 13th, it's like, oh, okay, I figured it out. We might not figure everything out, but my gosh, do we have a lot to celebrate. And we're looking at things that had been topsy-turvy. And it can be work, and it can be, certain ruts of mind and moving forward, especially in wealth or what we value as much as money. We felt stuck, and now we're going to need to be just and fair with ourselves, which we've been actually a little bit harsh, or a lot of bit harsh. And now we're going to start to see, I can celebrate me, and I can have such beauty and such prosperity come forward that it is astounding. On the 14th of January, we have the moon in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces. That disciplined energy, it continues. It's like, oh, okay, I totally get this. I totally see it. We are goal-oriented. We get things done. We are really going to feel like we're on the right path. Like we're really going to feel like we figured something out. And that is a cool place to be, because so often it feels like I just have one more question. Like, can I raise my hand a couple more times and ask the universe a few things before, this insight disappears. So to have these 3 days of things kind of feeling like they fall into alignment is really going to be great. And then, of course, ending with the 15th of January, we have the sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. The creativity just soars. We are focused on creative projects, creative ventures. The mundane will even, like, the mundane bores us, but even the mundane, even the littlest thing will have this creative spark, this burst of color. I see it all like outlined in neon, which is super cool. It's just super creative, super inventive, super powerful, super passionate. It's going to be leading us forward in ways that is amazing. So that is awesome. We have some things that, yes, we have to kind of pay attention to here during this time. We might not be as focused on work as we want to be, but it's also because we kind of are looking at things and getting really frustrated with ourselves. And it's like, well, I'm not where I want to be. And there's going to be a part of us where it's like, how can I even try any harder? And Spirit is saying, stop judging yourself. Start so hard. Start celebrating yourself. Start celebrating you. Even if it seems like that is the silliest thing to do, because you could be like, I'm hearing somebody say, I don't deserve to be celebrated. And you do. You're on this planet. You're here right now. You deserve to be celebrated. So connect. Connect with you. Because if you don't celebrate you, who the heck will? It's time to start seeing our own worth. And it's not, a meritocracy. It's not saying, the harder I work, the more I will achieve, and the better life will be. Because sometimes you can work really, really hard and be giving it all you got and still have one heartbreak after another. So just be mindful about this. We tend to really put everything on the self and the individual. It's connecting with the whole. The celebration, a wedding is a coming together of all people, and of families and of connections. And it's really sitting here and saying, where's my group that I celebrate with? Kind of like, where's my tribe? Where's my space that I want to move forward in? And we're going to be finding that during 2024. And we're going to be seeing that within ourselves. And that's why the very essence of us is crowning our whole entire reading, where it's like, this is me. And I'm going to start showing up for me. And as we do that, instead of writing ourselves off, instead of saying, oh no, I can't, it's like, oh yeah, I can. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, wow, I'm powerful. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is Earth reversed. We need to ground ourselves to the Earth. We need to go outside more, and we need to connect with the Earth, Cancer. That's going to just be very important. Our subconscious chakra energy is truth. This is the third chakra. Speak your truth. Write it in a journal if you don't want to speak it out loud, or talk to yourself in the mirror. But speak your truth. It's going to be really important. And say things that are true to you. It doesn't matter if anybody else agrees. It doesn't matter, as long as they're not hurtful or hateful, or even if they are hurtful, or you're angry at somebody, speak it out loud. Like, say it or write it in the book and release it, because you're freeing yourself and you're balancing yourself in your truth. For so long and so often, we bite back our words. And it's not being cruel or hurtful or hateful. And it's not, attacking people, but it is saying, okay, I get to say what's true for me. I get to say the revelations that I feel in my soul and myself, because I am important. And that's life-changing. So speak your truth. Speak your truth. Write it in a diary, put it in. Yeah, speak it into your phone. Talk to yourself in the mirror, because making eye contact with yourself can be very difficult. And that is actually something that's psychologically astoundingly healthy to do, to talk to yourself in the mirror. So do that. But let your truth, let your throat chakra vibrate in its authenticity, like in its truth. Say it and connect with it. And then let it go into the universe. And let yourself move in your truth. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of, it's the high priestess. Be mindful of people who want you to only think like they think. Be mindful of situations where it's like, okay, this is the holy wisdom, but it has to be just like this. So just be mindful of this during this time. We can also have a hard time with the veil being lifted from our eyes, truly seeing the way Spirit wants us to see. We can be apprehensive with that. It can take us off the path that we think is quote unquote right, or the way that it's supposed to be. And Spirit's like, no, let it be you. So just be mindful. Our subconscious tarot message is the Ace of Pentacles. So we have the the Knight of Pentacles here reversed, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Subconsciously, we're getting a gift of prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. Take it, run with it, move with it. It's going to be harder for us. We're going to not take it. When it first comes forward, we're not going to see the gifts. But as the end of the middle of January comes, like as we get closer to the 15th, like starting the 12th, right? We start to see things. We start to have revelations. We start to have, insights. And just know that even though these can be really good days, these can also be days where we're super frustrated, where things come up and we're like, what the heck is this? What the heck is that? Like, I thought I knew certain things. It can be days of revelations. It's like, oh man, okay. So that's different than the way that I thought it was. But it's going to be powerful. It's going to be impactful. It's going to set us forward in wealth and prosperity and what we value as much as money. And it's going to be a game changer. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves and of this new year. So this meditation will also be accompanied with a loud sound, so just be aware of that. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a really happy new year. Bye.